Well, good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for tuning on in to our Valley News Now desk this morning. We've got a first alert weather day on our hands. I know that's probably not what a lot of people want to hear this early in the morning, but that's something we got to deal with today, okay? One more time, thank you so much for joining us here on the Valley News Now desk. My name is Alex Larson. So again, we got a lot going on today. We got a lot going on weather-wise. So first and foremost, I want to take you over onto our website, show you a little bit about what's going on, okay? I'm going to share my screen with you here. We're going to hop on over to that Valley News Live homepage here. One more time. Looks like I was having a few technical difficulties here, so I'm going to give this one more shot, okay? Sorry about that for anybody who is tuning in for the beginning of this, but we're going to send things on over right away, okay? I'm just going to make sure that I don't have these difficulties happening still. All right. All right, one more time. I'm going to head on over to our Valley News Live homepage here. We're going to figure this out, okay? Hop on over to our homepage here. I'm going to hop on over to the weather tab. Over here, you can see we got a first alert weather day on our hands. Severe storm risk happening today, okay? So what is going on outside? 68 degrees we're sitting at right now. We're going to be partly cloudy, head on into an 85-degree range. But check this out. Overnight at around 10 p.m., that's when we're starting to run into trouble, okay? Midnight, 1 a.m., we're also running into issues there. And as we head on down to our 11-day planner, you can see we're sitting at 85 degrees again. Friday, 79. We're going to stay pretty consistent temperature-wise, as well as with that storm and rain chance, okay? So lots going on again today. We'll be sure to update you here as we take on this first alert weather day. And remember, you can always stay up to date with everything that's going on outside your door on our VNN weather app. Again, our first alert storm team works very hard to keep you in the loop, keep you in the know with everything you need to know about what is going on outside. And they'll keep you prepared and ready to take on that first alert weather day. We're going to move on to our news portion of this segment, okay?
But if Fargo doesn't want to sign this contract, and I mean sign it immediately, then I say we don't accept any of the people they bring to our jail, number one. Number two, direct Fargo to build their own jail.
So you heard that right. That is a Cass County commissioner yesterday suggesting that the city of Fargo build its own jail. So the lack of jail space has been a hot topic in Cass County lately. It's been used as an explanation for why certain offenders are being let out early or not even arrested at all. But it was supposed to be solved when they added a new pod. If you remember that, that's got 192 new beds. And as we just heard from yesterday's Cass County Commission meeting, commissioners proposed not letting the city of Fargo use their jail at all, encouraging the city to build its own if they don't agree to a new contract. So Cass County Sheriff Jesse Johnner says the sticking points and issues involve the rate at which the county charges the city to house inmates, inmate property, what the county needs to store when police drop off an inmate, and Fargo's ITV court, which is the process of needing jail staff to escort inmates to virtual court appearances. Johnner says they've been negotiating that for quite some time.
So this has been exhausting. This has been going on for a long time. It's been a position or a situation where it's been really difficult to have conversations as we work through this with the city of Fargo. As I listened to everything, as I've reviewed everything, as the sheriff of the county, elected by the people of Cass County, I feel like there's a sense here to try to gain control over what we're trying to do here. My position as an elected official is to maintain the jail, the safety and security of it, and some of the things that they've asked, quite frankly, don't allow me to do that.
So according to Cass County Jail officials, Due to the ongoing jail overcrowding issue, the county reported back in December that in 2023 and 2024, they had been forced to turn away, about 1,500 people over capacity issues. However, the problem has recently theoretically been solved with the addition of those jail pods. Now, we will continue to keep you updated here at Valley News Live as we continue to learn more about that issue going on there. Switching gears, we now know the victim in a violent downtown Fargo assault has now died. So this has all happened along Broadway North on August 3rd as police were investigating another deadly shooting. That one was a little bit further away from there, but then they were also investigating the one across town as well. So this is Tobias Walker. He's the one man who's arrested in this case. Other guy, he's still on the run. We'll pull up Tobias's mugshot here for you. Other guys still in the run, but as you could see there, Tobias was in court for the very first time yesterday after being extradited back to Fargo. Now, he was found and arrested in Moorhead after about a week on the run. That's all thanks to a tip from the public, actually. Yesterday in court, the state set the bond at $75,000, saying there were concerns about him altering his appearance.
The skateboard was used to strike the victim in the face and head. The injuries sustained by the victim are severe, and they are life-threatening. It is unknown at this time whether or not the victim, or it is unlikely at this time that the victim will survive the injuries that he has.
So Walker's due back in court on September 24th. Moving on here to top officials in the Fargo Communications Department have announced their resignations. So this after an investigation was placed onto the department. That was back in April of this year, okay? I'm going to pull them up here. Chief Communications Officer Greg Schildberger has worked with the city for nearly 18 years. Deputy Chief Katie Eddish joining the department in 2021. Two other supervisors also announcing their departure. Reason for the departures has not yet been stated, but newly received records share why the communications department was even under investigation. So according to that file that we obtained through a public information, through an open records request, former city employee Zoe Baloney describing in her statement a hostile work environment under Schildberger and Eddish, adding stress to her mental health and everyday anxiety. So Baloney alleges being singled out publicly during training sessions and that she is not the only one who feels the department is hostile. So we've also filed for additional complaints surrounding this case, but we have yet to hear back. We've also reached out to Mr. Schildberger directly for a comment on that investigation. His response, I got that up on your screen right now. He did not provide a comment on his reason for resigning, and when asked, Katie referred to us to her resignation letter. Through a Freedom of Information request, we now do have both of those letters, though. We have also obtained both Greg and Katie's complete personnel file, which were 60 pages in total. We found the feedback for Greg over the years was overwhelmingly positive. Records show Katie asked for words of encouragement to be added to her file before it was released to us. Both Greg and Katie and two other employees last day, they scheduled that for this coming Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Now, those resignation letters, you can find that full story posted on our website, valleynewslive.com. Or, of course, as always, you can check out our free VNN News app. We've got those for you there as well. Moving on, Cass County Sheriff Jesse Johnner says he was disappointed in the lack of respect he received during a recent trip to observe policing in downtown Fargo. So he did that last Saturday night, and in an interview with Flag Family Media, he said it's something like he's never experienced before. I'll play you part of what he had to say.
You know, just myself alone, I think I was called an effing pig 3 different times. You know, that was very light compared to what some of the other officers were experiencing.
So Sheriff Johnner said other officers received additional harassment while they were out from the public. He said it was truly an eye-opening experience for him, and he has to give credit to Fargo police for how they handled themselves in the situation downtown that night. And we're still waiting to learn the identities of the two men who were killed in that officer-involved shooting in Moorhead on Monday night. So we also still do not know the identities of the officers involved in that. We're hoping to continue to learn more about that as the week goes on. But we do know that there are 3 officers from the Fargo Police Department who were working as part of the Red River Valley SWAT team when they exchanged gunfire with the 2 men. We know that they've all been placed, all 3 of those officers from Fargo Police Department who are also on the Red River Valley SWAT team, that they are all on administrative leave. Now remember, that's pretty typical for an officer-involved shooting for the officers involved to be placed on administrative leave at that time. Valley News Live is working to get that body camera footage from that incident. We'll, of course, be sure to update you as we learn more about that. And following the several deadly shootings that we've been having, even the violent incidents that we've been having here in Fargo and Moorhead over the last few weeks, your kids may be asking you about that recent violence that we've had. Now, psychologists at Sanford Health say PTSD can happen at any moment and at any age, including if police tell you you need to leave your home because of an ongoing crisis in your neighborhood.
Returning to routine as soon as possible post-trauma has been shown in the research to be one of the things that's really effective. Deep breathing skills, so learning how to cope with that anxiety that can happen through deep breathing.
So health experts say if those tricks aren't working for your child, don't be afraid to bring them to an expert for additional help. Moving on, the Red Lake Department of Public Safety is warning the community of a new substance circling around the Red Lake area. So they're calling it liquid Xanax. They say the substance can result in partial amnesia and strong sedation. That can last more than 24 hours. Officials are telling us death can even occur if taken in large doses. Of course, we got more on this on our website, valleynewslive.com. And it is not every year that a company celebrates 100 years in the business. But this year, Caterpillar, the world's largest manufacturer of construction and mining equipment, hit that milestone. And they're celebrating with their employees and visitors across the country in a very special interactive way. So what's going on is the company is celebrating with a Centennial World Tour. It's an immersive experience that's traveling the globe, showcasing the company's history and impact throughout the years. It features a mobile museum that showcases the past of the company and what they aspire to do in the future, as well as a hands-on simulator that lets you run a bulldozer. The tour made a stop at the 375,000 square foot facility in West Fargo yesterday, where over 260 employees work. It opened in 2008 and is only one of few locations in the United States that sources remanufactured products.
Everything's coming from the world to West Fargo. It's getting repaired and then it's going back out across the world. So we do a lot of business in Chile, in Australia, Africa, all over the world.
During yesterday's event, they also announced a donation from the Caterpillar Foundation to the Great Plains Food Bank. Very cool there. Now, that's about all I got for you here on this Thursday morning. Remember, you can find this streaming on YouTube, our website. I'm going to try and get Facebook hooked back up after this, okay? Anyways, remember, we got a First Alert Weather Day on our hands today. Make sure you are staying weather aware as we take this on. Remember that time frame I showed you. It's going to hit at about 10 p.m. here in the Fargo-Moorhead area. Our First Alert Storm Team will, of course, keep you updated with everything you need to know to be prepared and stay safe throughout the remainder of that, okay? Again, that's all I got for you. I hope you have a great Thursday and